Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of DC Action Hour.
Yeah, I got my Judo Master Judo Chop, my Peacemaker Pecker Punch, and my Vigilante Vengeance Volley.
All right, great. There you go, folks. What an opening. Hey guys, this is DC Action Hour. This is where we talk the different DC universe shows that are on now various networks at this point. We used to always do the CW ones, but now they're all over the place. So we got lots of cool stuff for you. We're going to talk Peacemaker, Naomi. Those are both two new shows. The new movie Injustice, the new animated movie, as well as some returning shows, Superman and Lois, Titans, and Doom Patrol. Lots of stuff. I'm Jeff, the host of Super Geeked Up, which we do Wednesday nights here on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm joined by frequent Super Geeked Up guests, but also the DC Action Hour co-host, when we used to do it every week back in the day, Mark Spile.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Listeners may used to seeing Francis, who hosts Super Geeked Up with me. He does look like Mark Spile. You're right. Well, Francis, I actually, when you co-hosted Super Geeked Up, I had left your name on the document. So every week, Francis is like, "Oh, I'm Mark's, I guess now," because I put you.
That's funny.
Yeah. Hey, so hello, Norbert's watching over in Germany, which it is quite early in the morning or the middle of the night over there. Thank you, Norbert. Josh is here. Lister's mate's here. Scorpio, all right, he's at work, but good sneaking in some chatting. All right, good, Scorpio. That's the way to do it. All right, guys. Yeah, so we got, great time for a DC check-in. There's a fair amount of cool stuff going on. Yeah, that's why we thought it would be a really good time to do. We actually haven't done a show since I realized since Snyder Cut last March of DC Action Hour show. And with Peacemaker.
Watching the Snyder Cut. That's why. We just finished the slow-mo.
You're still working on it, trying to get through it? Right. You waited for the 12-hour cut, and you're watching that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But yeah, folks, Peacemaker and Naomi are both brand new. They have 3 and 4 episodes out, and then Injustice just came out recently, and then obviously we got some new seasons of some other shows too, right? So great time to check in on all the DC stuff. If you like Marvel, that's cool too. We like Marvel as well. You can certainly talk about that, but we're kind of focusing here on the DC shows right now. Hey, awesome. So this is this is my chiropractor, actually. That's her husband's name, but this is Dr. A here. Hey, that's awesome. We talk about this. I was in her practice yesterday. We always talk about this like superhero stuff and Star Wars and Star Trek and everything. And she gives me a like every week. So thank you, Alicia. Really appreciate it. So that's cool. It's the first time commented though. I'm excited. All right. All right, folks. So we want to hear your thoughts on all these shows. And your comments, because we don't want to just hear what we think. We want to hear what you guys think too. So let's start off. I know we got to start off with one of our super tweet questions, right?
Heck yeah!
All right. So I guess I'll do the first one, and you can do the other one later on since you came up with that one.
Sure.
So in Peacemaker, he has his best friend is an eagle named Eagly. What? Besides an eagle, or as Mark says, or a rat, because I guess there's rat catcher as well, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Besides an eagle or a rat, what animal would make the best superhero best friend? All right, so what animal would make the best superhero best friend? You can say whatever you want. I'm trying to think of things like, unlike me, just like a dog or a cat or something like the typical ones. Although you can say that because we got Crypto, right? And we got, who's Supergirl's cat? I can never remember.
I can't remember.
Anyway, she has a cat though, right?
Yeah. There's also Clarion, the whatever boy. He's got magical powers. Is he
an animal?
He's kind of a villain. He's got a cat familiar.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He's on the Injustice and stuff.
I agree, Norbert. She is the coolest chiropractor. She's amazing. Besides being absolutely amazing chiropractor, amazing in the good geeky thing she likes. All right.
Superpower is adjustment.
Actually, that's great. I agree. Yes, that would actually be really handy, right? Yeah. If you were a superhero team after a battle, you need adjustments, right? You're sore, you're beat up.
Right? I know.
Actually, this is a great idea. I don't know why every team doesn't have a chiropractor on hand.
They should.
So Scorpio would say, I give my cat the ability to speak, and we're good to go. So, and Listener's Mate says, according to Super Friends, everyone needs a chimp. That's right. Gleek, who was the Wonder Twins, the space monkey who carried around the bucket of water that the boy twin turned into. You know what? I'm actually thinking
they have him. Otherwise, it'd be really boring. He'd just be in a bucket.
Yeah. Well, he'd just be water. He'd just be like water on the ground. He couldn't even travel anywhere.
Yeah.
Although technically, you would think water could just move wherever it wanted to, but I guess he doesn't have that. He's not quite that talented, maybe. You know, I actually my first thought was, well, either a monkey. I think a monkey would be really cool. I like monkeys; they're very talented. Or or a dolphin. Although that would only be very limited to the ocean, obviously. Then I would have to be like an oceanic hero.
Much, yeah.
So I'm gonna go monkey probably because it's more versatile.
I would have said monkey a long time ago, but I got peed on my head by a monkey once, so now I don't like monkeys.
Wait,
So,
in a zoo?
Yeah, we were in Florida. We went to this like primate park place, and
Is that your wife laughing?
yeah,
Oh, that's-
she was with me when it happened. And there's this like inside like cage thing, so you go through these tunnels, and outside the cage is the humans are in the cage. The habitat is outside of it, and all the monkeys and stuff are out there. And these little monkeys, you can like put a peanut or something or nut in these little bucket things, and then the monkeys can pull them up and eat them and stuff. But we had like 2 or 3 following us everywhere, and then we're walking, and I just feel like just a stream of water hitting my head. And I'm like, what is happening?
Your head or your hand?
My head. And I twisted around, looked, and these monkeys are just standing there, and he stopped peeing instantly, like before I turned around, and they both turned their heads like doo doo doo. 3 of them, and they're like doo doo doo. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know it was the monkeys then? Maybe it was somebody else.
I hope it was the monkeys. I don't know what else it would be.
That's an amazing. That's like one of the most amazing. That's an amazing story. By the way, Laura's watching us. Hey, Laura, so great to have you back. It's been quite a while. She was talking to me on Twitter the other day. It's so glad you're here and watching. Thank you, everyone. Again, we're about to talk about our DC shows here. We're just doing our super tweet question. We like to kick things off with a fun question. Scorpio says an acid pea monkey would be a cool sidekick.
That would be.
Well, wait a minute. Just because 2 monkeys do it, that's no reason to think the whole monkey race is terrible,
Yep.
Marks.
Yep. They were right. Planet of the Apes is right. Damn dirty apes.
All right, well, who would you choose then?
I know it's kind of boring, but I would also choose a cat. So I have cats. I think.
Oh, yeah, you love cats.
Talk capabilities are pretty awesome. Like Sabrina's cat is a fun cat, So.
Well, speaking of cats, a big cat is a tiger, and Scorpio said he wouldn't mind having a tiger as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And Lister's Mate says if his dog could talk, he questioned him about naming him after a character played by a guy named Mark Pazula. Lister's Mate named his dog after one of my characters in my Super Knocked Up web series, Captain Amazing, which I think is awesome. I think your dog would just say, wow, that's a great name. Thank you for doing that. Because he's a captain as well. You made your dog a captain. How cool is that? He's ahead of all the other dogs in rank, or most of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you can keep putting your comments in the chat. If you think of other animals that you would make a good best superhero friend. All right, but since this question was, I thought of it because of Peacemaker and his eagle buddy, Eagly. Laura says a koala would be nice. They are cute, but not really. I agree. Koalas are super cute. Absolutely right. So if you had like a koala that was your buddy, and that was helping you out, I think that'd be awesome.
Sloths are cute too.
They are cute.
What if you had a sloth that had super speed? Why you can burst in super speed?
Wait a minute. But if super speed for a sloth, is that just kind of like normal speed for us or something?
What if the sloth moves slow, but as long as you're holding the sloth, you could move at super speed? That'd be kind of
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very specific how that you have to be holding it.
Very specific.
All right, folks, let's start with our first show. Again, we got lots of stuff to get to tonight. Let's start with Peacemaker. the new HBO Max series. There are 5 episodes out. The next one comes out. New ones come out on Thursdays. So Peacemaker is a spinoff from, as Marx always likes to emphasize, the Suicide Squad.
Gotta get it right.
With John Cena playing the titular character. A couple of people come over from the movie, right? Like Harcourt. I always want to say Hardcourt, but it's not her name. I just realized that's not her name. No. Harcourt and Economos. And then I guess Mark said I think the other ones are all new characters, correct? For the show?
Yep, all new. Yep.
All right. Well, except Amanda Waller obviously makes an appearance. But
yeah.
So anyway, you want to, if people who are not familiar, you want to just give them maybe a quick rundown of who Peacemaker is, like what this whole deal is?
He's got a helmet.
He likes 80s metal.
He's like a vigilante, but also kind of psychopathic, and maybe kills too many people. And
but just bad ones.
Just bad ones.
Mostly.
Except for Rick Flagg, maybe. But yeah, in the Suicide Squad, he was a fun character, but he also was kind of a bad guy or antagonist near the end. So I was kind of wondering how they would redeem him, but I think they've done a great job handling that. Oh,
so yeah, in the movie, is he not so likable? Because I feel like him very likable in the show.
I mean, he was kind of likable, but also not very likable. And then by the end of it, he ends up being a bad guy or siding with the bad guys, and so he's not likable because Waller's got plan within the plan and stuff. So, and so that's kind of, well, I guess it's not spoiling anything because if we're talking about spoilers, and if you're already seeing Peacemaker,
so folks, there are going to be, I guess now, some spoilers just so you know if you haven't seen the show yet.
So yeah, because he kills Rick Flagg in the movie because he tries. He had a mission within the mission, and Rick Flagg tries to stop him.
So is Peacemaker doing what Waller wants?
Yeah.
Oh, and he thinks that's the best thing to do, though.
He thinks that's the right thing. That's the mission and stuff. So
okay, but Waller's manipulating the situation, obviously, right?
Yeah. So, and he tries to kill some other people too. So that makes him kind of a bad guy. And so I wasn't sure like how they're going to redeem him. But I think they've done a good job, like with a lot of humor, but also making fun of himself, and then also showing that he feels guilt too about what he did too with Rick Flagg. So I think that's good.
Yeah. So folks, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, so he's a vigilante guy, lots of guns. He's got helmets. As we learn, each helmet has a unique power or some kind of high tech ability. And he wants peace at all costs, no matter how many people have to die.
That's his slogan, yeah. And he got an eagle best friend who hugs him.
Yes, Eagle was fun surprise.
Yeah, but it's basically about this guy who this secret brand team, very small team of the government, I guess they're working for the government, right? Technically, recruits him to stop these what are called the butterflies, which he finds out maybe, I don't know, 3rd episode in, perhaps 4th episode, something like that, are actually these alien bugs that are going into people's heads and like taking control of humans. So really the show is about this. Yeah, they're recruiting this kind of guy who's kind of done a lot of bad stuff, but he can help him hopefully take down this alien threat. That's kind of the overarching plot. Although there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't really know about yet, obviously, and things. Let me get some comments here before we continue. So back to our question about what animal you would want to be your superhero best friend. Chaz says an octopus. They need an environment suit, but they can survive out of water for quite some time, and they are master escape artists that could break out of most dungeons with all the arms and stuff. Yeah.
They are smart.
Oh, are they? Are they known to be smart?
Yeah.
All right, good. Clever. I didn't know you're an octopus expert. Excellent. So Scorpio says, if anyone wants to flash mob the Peacemaker intro dance, I'd be 100% down. Scorpio, absolutely. I was actually thinking, I've been watching the show, dude, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, if I get to moderate, if they get Peacemaker, any Peacemaker stars there, I want to moderate it, and I want to do the fucking dance, part of the dance opening. Or just right, or we could just do it anywhere at Dragon Con, right? Just randomly flash mob it, absolutely. Or we'll just do it. And you know what? Every panel we do, we should just do it. We should just open with the. And they're like, what are they doing? It's happening.
Yellow boombox. You just start playing it.
I can't dance at all, but I feel this dance is so ridiculous that I could actually do it because it doesn't matter if it looks bad, right? Because it looks so corny.
That's more fun if it does look bad. So.
Yeah. If you don't know, folks, so the intro is like I think one of the best intros that's ever been on TV. The opening credits. It's only something I think James Gunn is the one who has created the series. He's written every episode so far. He's directed about half of them at least. I think only he would come up with this opening intro. But it's the band is called Wigwam. Do you really want, right? Or that's at least
want to taste it or something like that.
Taste it, or do you really want to taste it? Yeah. It's like a Swiss or Norwegian maybe like glam metal band. The song came out I think in mid 2004 or something like that. But it has a very 80s feel, and the video is very 80s feel to it as well.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was the 80s.
It's not, but they're totally doing it in that style. I feel like
what I heard, I didn't read this in depth, so don't quote me, but I heard that their agent dropped them a few days before this episode, before the show premiered. Now they're much more popular.
Wow. Yeah. What great news, right? Right after that, if that's true, what after that happened, and this happens, man, that must have been like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now lots of people know about him. If you saw the intro of Peacemaker, you can't love it. I think you're saying, right? Like you have to love it. Yes. Yeah, Laura, you're right on track with us. Like, a lot of times you might skip through the intros, right? Because a lot of those streaming services let you skip through the intros. I watch it every time, man, because I'm just like, this is so awesome. I don't care. I'm rocking out like every time to it. I started playing the song just like sometimes when I'm just brushing my teeth or something, doing other stuff.
I think I watched it on YouTube like a dozen times the first day, and
yeah, I watch on YouTube a bunch too. I try not to like too much though, so I get sick of it.
Yeah.
Scorpio's only negative on Peacemaker, just like Harley Quinn, Venom, etc. Whenever a character gets popular in their own show or comic, they water them down. All right, so he feels maybe they've been watered down a little bit from the movie, I think is what he's saying. Let's see what else he says. It's hard to make a movie about a bad guy, but it's a bit of a pet peeve. They always want to make them more redeemable. Well, yeah. I mean, personally, I like that because otherwise I don't think I could get behind the character. If there wasn't something redeemable about them.
Yeah.
Comics are fun. Hey, thanks for watching, Chuck. Peacemaker is awesome, says. Oh, but Scorpio gives it a pass because it's a great show. I'm worried that what would happen to Punisher with Disney now, though, he says.
Yeah, I'm curious what Punisher's going to be like with Disney. I hope.
Well, maybe I can actually watch it because I cannot watch the Netflix one.
Well, I think the good thing about Peacemaker is not a very well-known character. It hasn't been used in comics very much. There's a lot of room to do whatever you want with them. So I think that's nice.
Comics are fun says the dance can be done by third graders with starched pants and still look good. All right, good. Then we can do it. If third graders can do it, right? Although they're probably better than us.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, dance aside, although the dance is the song and dance was just reason enough to watch. But I think
there's a show.
There's actually a show. So again, I went in Mark's had seen the movie. I had not seen the movie. So I went in, but I felt like, whatever. I can get what's going on. I feel like, right? And there is actually a little intro recap in the beginning of the first episode if you haven't seen it. I just think, man, it's a really. First off, I love that I find it like it's hilarious. I think like there's so much super funny stuff in this show, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly I like how the characters interact with each other. I think it's just so much fun. It's so great. John Cena is brilliant in this. I actually think John Cena is like become a really talented actor. Mm-hmm. Back from his wrestling days, which I didn't really watch him as a wrestler, but I remember first he was just like in these like really like just kind of like action like shoot 'em up movies, right? Is when he first started. But now like he gets to really like show all his comedic chops too. Besides that, he's obviously can do all the action stuff. I think he's great, man. He's very charming. I find him in the show, which I think is why it's hard not to like Peacemaker.
Yeah. It's. I also like other pro wrestlers like The Rock and Bautista and stuff. I think have been great too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I don't know if anybody else could pull off Peacemaker as well as Cena does. Same with Vigilante. The actor who does Vigilante, I think, does an amazing job too.
Charlie Stroma, is it? Hang on, I got it up right here.
Yeah, he was not.
Freddie Stroma.
He originally wasn't going to be Peacemaker. That's somebody else.
I read they had cast someone else, and they had to replace that person.
Yeah, they replaced him. Creative differences, and that guy looked a lot more of a Hollywood action type guy, you would imagine. So I like the actor they got because he can be kind of dorky looking in a way, but he's also very actiony, and it's got a good mix.
Freddie Stroma is the actor. He is amazing as Vigilante. Like, he's awesome. Because you're right, he's funny, but he can also do the action stuff too. Like,
yeah.
Did that scene? So folks, what happens is Robert Patrick plays Peacemaker's dad, who's one of the most vile characters you'll probably ever see on TV. Total neo-Nazi, white supremacist, and which I guess explains a lot about why he raised Peacemaker, right? Is what I got to kind of be a killer, basically.
Yeah,
that's kind of the deal, right?
Yeah.
So it's amazing Peacemaker has turned out actually to have decent values, to be honest with you. But
decent values.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, yes. But there's a scene where Vigilante gets arrested to try to kill Peacemaker's father because he thinks he's a terrible father. And then his scene when he sits down with the white supremacists and is talking to them about, let's share about what we love about what blacks have given to America. Just the way he's talking, it's just like, I found that so hilarious. Like, he was just great, man. That is great acting right there, like comedic delivery.
I know he's great. He's got a good cat. It's the same thing I like about the Suicide Squad. Is Gunn's so good at ensemble casts and the dynamics of the characters and making everybody have their moments and shine, and that's the same with Peacemaker. They all have their moments and shine too. So, and then the humor, and he does a great job of these kind of misfit type characters, like with Guardians of the Galaxy, where and turning them into really memorable and awesome. Like in the Suicide Squad, Polka Dot Man. Like, I really like Polka Dot Man, but I would never thought that would happen until that movie happened.
What is his power?
He has these colorful polka dots that grow on him, and he can shoot them out.
Oh God!
Explode.
Who comes up with this? I can't. The things they come up with, man.
Comic books did.
Yeah. Anyway,
great character. So.
Comics are Fun says Cena's comedy is on point for sure. Licious May says DC tries to make all their villains somewhat redeemable. Vigilante's so different from the comic; it's not even funny, but the actor is funny.
Yeah, he is.
Laura says redeemable characters are so much more fun and so much. No problem, Laura. Yeah, English is not her first language. You're awesome, Laura. Your English is awesome. She left me a voicemail the other day. And it was, your English is great. I agree with you. Vigilante might be his favorite character. He's just hilarious.
Pretty funny. Yeah, he's very different than the comics.
So I didn't realize until Francis told me.
Vigilante from Arrow, right?
It's from Arrow. It's the same character, right?
Yeah, same character.
I didn't realize until Francis told me because, oh my God, night and day, different.
Oh yeah.
So it's very different from the comics, though, too.
Yeah, he's closer.
In Arrow,
he'd be closer to Arrow. Not exactly. I don't think he has super healing in any version of him, to my knowledge. But and usually he's not quite so psychotic as Arrow turned into. But
although honestly, he's pretty. There's a big psychotic part of him in this one when you really think about it.
That's true. It's true. But he's not as funny. So
right. Yeah.
But Peacemaker, this is different, but yet Peacemaker has evolved into a character that's a little loony anyway. Like, he's like in the version that was after Crisis of Infinite Earths, when Earth 4, which is where he's from, merged into Earth Prime or whatever the heck it was called. He was haunted by his father's ghost, I would imagine is in mind.
This is in the comic version.
In the comic, and his father was a Nazi who had died, and so he was a little loony then. And they've had versions of him loony then. The original version wasn't loony. It's such a weird concept from Charlton Comics. Like, he's from the universe that originally spawned off Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, The Question.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but he's a diplomat by day. But, whenever diplomacy fails, he fights violence with violence as Peacemaker, He designs all these weapons he keeps stored, never to be used except when he must use them for peace. He had a jetpack and all that good stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, like they kept showing the scene. Like Rick Flagg has the line, right? Like when he dies, I guess, right? Peacemaker. What a joke.
Yeah.
Like it is. The name is so ironic. Right? Johnny just joined us. Hey, Johnny, he agrees that the prison scene was hilarious and awesome action, man. He was kicking some ass in that scene.
Yeah, awesome. All the action with Judo Master, great action. All action.
Awesome. Judo Master, yeah. Because at first I thought like Judo Master. Well, first off, what a corny name. Even though I love martial arts, but then dude, like he's kick ass. Like he was kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, he's also from the same Charlton Comics universe. Very different though.
When diplomacy fails, you mean aggressive negotiations?
Yeah, pretty much.
And there better be a fucking dove of peace on his gun. That's right. That's what he demands, right?
It's called branding. You don't want to mess up your branding.
Scorpion says, I think the Peacemaker show really hammers home how evil the Suicide Squad idea is, how these characters are just being used by the government despite how utterly damaged they all are as people.
Yeah.
And the show gets into that, right? Like the Peacemaker's upbringing and stuff. And
oh, yeah. I mean, they all... I don't know if I want to ruin the movie for you, but...
No, yeah. But I mean, what I like, though, is, Peacemaker, I think, he has a lot of good... But, like, he has a lot of good qualities, too. Like, or I feel like he's trying to become, a better person, right? Yeah. Or, like, within him, there's good stuff within him.
Yeah, you could rehabilitate him and stuff, but yeah, that's how the Suicide Squad always has kind of been. It's they're it's Amanda Waller. She wants to save the country, but she'll do it no matter the cost, and she doesn't care how many people die. So she's very manipulative and controlling, and now we get to meet her daughter, which is interesting. I don't know if we ever had her daughter in the comics, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so that's one of the main characters here, Leota Adebayo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the way, I didn't realize. I thought Adebayo was his first name. That's her last name because that's all they call her. But no one really uses well, they call him Chris sometimes, Peacemaker. Sometimes. I just realized his name is Christopher Smith. Wow, what a most bland name you could call him.
Right. Yeah. She's been a lot of fun and unexpected character, and the whole complication with her wife is something that was, it adds an interesting element, makes them all more human and stuff.
I like her character too, because I mean, on the surface, she's like the nicest person there, right? She's new to the whole thing. She's the good person, but still, she's doing sneaky things for her mom, Waller, right? And
she's got a little
manipulating vigilante and stuff. And
she's got some Waller talent in her.
Yeah,
Waller dark side.
I wanted to ask you this: was Vigilante in the movie?
No, he was in the movie
because he shows up, and it seems like he's talking to like we should know. Like, the way they do it, it's almost like Peacemaker Vigilante has some kind of relationship beforehand.
Yeah,
we're just kind of like but we don't really we don't know this from the movie or anything. We're just kind of getting it from the show.
No, because Peacemaker is in the prison, and we see him right from the prison to the team, and that's it, the mission and stuff. So
I didn't know there was some backstory somewhere that I was missing.
No, I think they mentioned. I think both him and Bloodsport have a talk about their fathers and stuff, but otherwise he doesn't really talk about his background at all. So,
gotcha.
His all best right, vigilante.
Yeah, I do like that vigilante. Like, there's like acts like they're best friends. Peacemaker's like, who the fuck is this guy? At the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But then they start to he actually starts to learn more. Like, I think he starts to like vigilante and realize he has his back. Johnny says the show is putting obscure hair metal back into consciousness. We're talking about Peacemaker, the new HBO Max show. If you just joined us, folks, we talked about that a little earlier, Johnny, before you came out, about Wigwam and the great opening. And actually, even throughout, they play that kind of music throughout. Like that's what Peacemaker's jam is, all that kind of like 80s metal, right?
Like that action scene when he's fighting the butterfly woman after this.
Oh, after the intense sex scene.
Yeah, no, I love all the rock. So that they do. I like that from Supernatural too. They do rock and roll.
Hey, Shadavar Draken. Thank you so much for watching. Good to have you here. All for the greater good of humanity. Just cost a few human souls. That's all. Yeah, I think like with Waller, right? That's kind of her.
Yeah.
Her. In German, he would be a Smith. Oh, I see. Spelled that way.
Well,
right?
it's funny you say that because, so I read up on Peacemaker. So whenever they converted him over to DC from Crisis of Infinite Earths, they actually said that him and his mother, his family, were actually Smith, spelled the German way, and then they moved to America to get away from their father's past. They changed it to Smith. So yeah. So although that's
cool.
Not very flattering Nazi, but you know what I mean. It's interesting you say that. So he's from Germany.
Oh yeah, hey, great to have you here. Thanks for being here. Scorpio says best decision DC made has been sticking with Viola Davis as Waller. Absolutely love her in the role. So she's played Waller in the first movie as well.
Yeah. And Rick
has she played it in other?
No,
just those movies, right? So. And the show now, yeah.
I'm glad she makes a good Waller, like good classic.
She does.
Waller. Yeah, you get Rick Flagg, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang. Those are some of the characters that came back from the first movie. So
wait, Rick Flagg's in the first movie? Oh, is he the same actor?
Yeah.
Oh, is he the one who kind of like he's the military guy overseeing them in the first movies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and the same idea here.
The guy from Altered Carbon, right? Wasn't he in Altered Carbon, or am I mixing them up?
The lead guy from the first season? Is it him?
Yeah, I think.
I like him a lot.
Yeah,
that was a great season.
That was good.
Too bad that show. I mean, I still enjoyed the second, but it wasn't as good as the first. No. Too bad. I would still like this to continue though.
You need more hair metal. That's why more hair bands.
You're right. I don't know why there wasn't a funky dance sequence in Altered Carbon. She was in an after credit scene somewhere. Comics Are Fun says maybe in one of the other movies. Okay, cool. Let's see. Anything else about Peacemaker? Other characters or other stuff going on? You want to talk about?
I think it's clever that they got rid of the Nazi thing with his dad. I mean, technically, but
well, you mean that he was an actual Nazi?
He was the actual Nazi.
Yeah,
which makes sense for ages and stuff.
I mean, so he's not an actual Nazi, but I would call him a neo-Nazi. Like he believes in obviously that stuff.
But they merged him with. Excuse me.
Bless you.
White Dragon, as I sneeze, and which is a lesser known DC villain. So it's kind of cool they mixed those elements together, and I wonder if we'll get him in costume or not.
Interesting. Hey, Necrodius, thanks for being here, man. Great to see you here. We're talking Peacemaker right now. We got plenty of other shows to talk about after this. Dude, Robert Patrick's hair is like ridiculous, though.
It's right. And I love his dance moment too.
Yeah, I do like every single character, even the ones that aren't so prevalent, get in the dance sequence at some point.
I know the janitor guy. He's only so far in episode 1.
And even the neighbor.
Yeah, well, at least he's in more.
He's He's in 2 scenes.
Yeah,
briefly.
Yeah, it's funny, but he does a great job playing a really bad guy, you know. So, and showing nuance with his. Like, there's moments where you think he cares about his son, but then he like totally does something that you're just like, man, you're just crappy guy. You're just evil.
So the character Myrn, who's the head of this team that Peacemaker's on that recruits him, is also very interesting because they revealed something about him, right, already. That he, again, well, spoiler warning again, folks, but that he's actually one of the butterflies. He's one of these aliens. And Adebayo finds out at the very end of the most recent episode that he is, and that's how it ends, right? So I'm very interested to see what's happening, right? Because he's leading the team that's eliminating the butterflies, and under his watch, they've eliminated a whole bunch of butterflies, but he's one, right? So it's curious. Is he like a rebel faction of butterflies, or I don't know. It's curious what his plan is.
Remember, Judo Master was like, "You don't understand," you know.
Yes, so, right. Like something else was going on, right?
I don't know. It would be typical.
Or maybe those butterflies aren't as bad as we think.
I was kind of wondering, but then again, they're all taking over celebrities and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe they're bad, but the other group's badder. I don't know.
Yeah, they're worse. Well, I like that though. I like that there's lots of stuff for us to try to figure out. Right? It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's great. That's what someone pointed out, that the dance scene, their theory or belief, I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, that the reason why they dance the way it is, it's mimicking Space Invaders arcade game movements. And
Oh
so
my
that
God.
way, so you have humans mimicking Space Invaders because because of the butterflies, right? That would be so.
That's amazing. I never put that together, but I can totally see that now. That's awesome. I love it. By the way, shout out our to Gazoon type to you. There you go. Very nice.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Yes. Well, thanks, Acrodius. Stick around as long as you like. All right. Let's see here. And I don't know. I mean, I think all the characters are interesting in Peacemaker. All the acting's really good. Directing, the writing. Gunn's doing an awesome job. He's got a very distinct style and sense of humor, which I dig though. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Good.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure
I
if
was
you
so-
liked it. I wasn't sure if it'd be too violent for you or not.
Yeah, I thought it might too, but like I'll be honest with you, I turned away at the chainsaw scene because I don't even want to know what was going on with that. I mean, I got the idea, obviously, but
It seems it's even grosser because there's an animal involved. For some reason, it's worse than a human.
yeah, so I didn't want to see that. But the other stuff, I mean, it is, but I don't know, it's not too much, I guess, for me, and I guess just because I'm loving all the humor so much. So
You may want to try the Suicide Squad. I would say that
I feel that seems
you
even more violent though to me. No,
it is more violent. You may not. You'd have to. Yeah, but Julie could tolerate it, so I don't know. But
maybe.
you'd have to stay with it. Like, I guess what I'm saying is stick 20, 25 minutes or so in it, till they get really into the team and stuff, like Peacemaker and them, and see if you like it or not. Because it's a lot of violence at first, and then you get more into the characters. So I could see you being really turned off by it in the beginning, but maybe if you got past that, you might really grow like it. I don't know. Maybe not.
All right. Yes. Yeah. R.I.P. Charlie the Gorilla. And it sucks, man. These butterfly aliens are taking over animals too.
I know. No one's safe. No one.
Hey, Nikki. Thanks so much for watching. All right. Got a couple people here watching in Central and South America.
They better not get into eagling. They better not take eagling.
No way. No, it can't. That's his best friend. No way. That's
the boycott the show. I keep worrying about Eagly. I'm like, Eagly's so awesome, but they better never hurt Eagly.
I agree with you. Yes, no, animals is the thing. Just do not do anything to animals. No. Or animals in period.
No, it's just the ones we don't.
No, like. So, I mean, listen. If there's like I don't know, like a a zombie dog in Resident Evil. All right, I get it. You got to do something about it, right? But otherwise, no, leave animals alone.
Yes.
Or in this case, right? There's a gorilla taken over by an alien. All right. I mean, you can't just let it kill you, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was going to take them all out. So
first, I was like, "Oh, is this Grodd?"
Yeah, no, it's kind of like Grodd.
All right, so should we do ratings here for Peacemaker for the first 5 episodes, I guess, that are out so far?
Yeah,
just like an overall rating.
I thought hair bands would be a good one. What do you think?
Oh, wait. Hair band? Oh, because hair bands.
Yeah, hair band, like that. Or
a hair metal bands, like that kind of
hair
deal.
Metal band.
Not a hair band you put on your hair.
No.
Hair bands, rock bands. I get it.
Bands, yes. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. So, folks, we do it out of a 4-star system, but we do different things every. Like for Flash, we would do lightning bolts and stuff like that. And Supergirl, we did capes back in the day. So I guess we're going to do out of how many hair bands, as in rock hair, like the long hair rock bands from the 80s. All right. So you know what? Yeah, I got to give it a 4 hair bands. I'm loving it. I don't really have any criticisms or things that are not working for me in the show.
No, me too. 4 plus a smashed guitar. Boom.
Oh, wow. Beyond the 4. You can give your ratings in the chat. Well, look at that. 4 from both of us. That is, doesn't.
I think that's first time. Quite possibly.
Let's see. Oh, Shadow Hour says the cameos in the beginning are worth the first 20 minutes. Are there a lot of cameos in the movie?
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. All sorts of people. Nathan Fillion is in it too.
Who is he playing?
I don't want to take that away from you.
All right. Like a blonde Tribble with long hair. Ooh, a Tribble. That'd be a good name for a band too, the Tribbles.
That would be.
Air Supply. Air Supply was a good band. Yeah, good 80s band. All right, folks. Yeah, so you can give us your ratings out of 4. It can be like point something to like 3.5 or whatever, 2.75, whatever you want to give it. You can give us your ratings as we now move on to talk about our next show. Before we do that, though, also coming up is going to be the animated movie Injustice, which is based on the video game series. And we're also going to talk a little Supes and Lois in Titans and Doom Patrol. All right.
Yeah.
The hair metal symbol. I see. It would be like a blonde Tribble with long hair, I guess is what he's saying.
Okay.
All right. Very good. All right. But now we're going to talk about the other new show. This one is on the CW. Although it probably will come to HBO Max at some point because the CW shows all seem to do that now since it's Warner Brothers, right?
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly Warner Brothers. So this is Naomi. Naomi has 3 episodes out currently. I'm trying to. Do you know when it? I can't get my cursor to do what I want. Do you know when it comes out? What day? I'm trying to find out here.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway.
no.
Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, this week. Sometime this week. It hasn't already come out. The next episode.
Probably right now.
It might be right now. Who knows? Maybe it's already happened. Sorry. But anyway, we've seen the first 3 episodes, which is as of last week. So Naomi is based on a comic by Brian Michael Bendis. He actually happens to be my favorite comic book writer.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, I loved his run on Ultimate Spider-Man. It was amazing. That's what really. I actually also read way before it became a show, Alias. He did Alias, the comic. Mm-hmm. He's got, I think, a wonderful comedic sense plus good action, and like his dialogue is amazing, I feel. Funny enough, I actually bought the hard trade of the first set of Naomi because I saw his name on it, but then I never read it. It happens to a lot. It's not just that though, dude. I have no idea how many comics I've bought that I've never gotten around to reading, which is why I stopped buying comics for a while because I never get to them. I'm just gonna stop wasting money. I mean, occasionally I do, right? But not that I don't like to read them. I never get to them because I'm doing other stuff.
I've been on a reading binge of graphic.
You have actually, so yeah, you've been.
I've been doing Hoopla. So
the library system, yeah.
They got a lot of good ones, so I'm reading a lot.
My library goes through Hoopla actually. I haven't tried it out yet though.
There you go. Some good graphic novels.
Let's see. Men Without Hats was the best '80s band. They were good. Safety Dance. I like that song. All right, so we're gonna talk Naomi now. Do you want to? Since you actually have, I think you did go and start do some reading of it, right?
I read the first graphic novel for 6 issues.
All right, and we've both seen the first 3 episodes. Do you want to tell people a little bit about, just again, if they're not familiar, what Naomi is?
So Naomi on the TV show is it's a hardcore. She's a high school kid who's super smart and rides a roller coaster.
A roller coaster. I wish you rode a roller coaster every show. Like, woo! This is so much fun, guys.
Anyway, she's a big Superman fan, and she's in a small town, Oregon, where nothing happens.
Oh, is that where it's set? I was trying to figure out where it was set.
There's no superhero. I'm assuming that's where the comic book is set in Oregon. So
why do they always set it in the Northwest? These shows.
There's no superheroes. Superman's just a comic book character, but yet Superman appears in a big fight in town square. So what up with that? And so she tries to figure out
what up with that. Boy.
and she and her friends all try to figure out what's going on, and it leads to her going to a tattoo shop and talking to this guy named D, who turns out to be an alien. And she might be. Well, we're doing all 3 episodes, right? So I can say what has happened in the 3. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, again, spoiler warnings, folks.
Yeah. So she appears to be an alien. She has some powers. She has to learn to control, and there might be threats, and she doesn't know what's going on. So she's adopted. I forgot to say she's adopted, and so I don't know if her parents know or not. I mean, you do find out in the end of this third episode, but
yeah, we find out they do know.
They do know, yeah. So yeah, I know that's stuff's going on. So, and D is actually a Thangarian, like Hawkman can be. Some versions.
Yes,
of Hawkman
I was wondering first if it was supposed to be Hawkman, but it's not, right? Because he has a different name.
No,
it's just a different Thangarian, right?
Yeah. And so we'll see what happens. So it follows the comic book, some elements of the comic book, like D is Thangarian and a tattoo shop guy, and he actually acts pretty similar to D, I think, in the comic books. The big difference, I guess, in the comic book is that they're in the DC universe. The Superman's real, so when the Superman fight happens, it's like Superman versus Mongol. They are flying across the country fighting, and they just happen to land there temporarily and then move on in the fight. So that spurns her to find out what other strange things have happened, and she finds out there's something, a UFO sighting, like whenever she was born, which they do in the TV show. So it's the trigger of it's different a little bit, and they're stretching the story out a bit. Like they still haven't reached everything that happened with 6 issues in these 3 episodes. So
interesting. Well, and in the show, she finds out Superman actually is real, but you're right. The world thinks he's fake. At least her town, they don't think they think he's not real.
Yeah,
they think there's people putting on these elaborate stunts to pretend to be Superman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's because they're on different Earth, or if that's Superman's. Well, we don't know that part. So because D knows Superman, apparently.
Yes,
He's
right.
like,
That's what he tells her, that Superman is real. So comics are fun. It is on the CW. You can actually, how I watch it, I just went onto the CW app, and they have all the episodes you can stream there if you don't want to watch it live. And CW usually puts their shows up on the app, I think the day after, or that night, that later on, like overnight, that they come out.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't get too far behind, because usually after about 5 episodes or so, they start.
Yes, 5 or 6, and they start usually cycling them around, right? Although sometimes, I think with Kung Fu, which I'm excited it's coming back because it's one of my favorite shows last year, they actually left them all up. It was weird.
They do it with some shows, but not most of them. I don't know why. It's probably how they got the streaming rights.
So Laura says, Naomi is a great show, but still lacks something. I think the next episodes will be great, but the first episode was pure magic. All right. Well, you know what? I'm actually really glad, Laura, that someone really liked it, because I don't think we're going to have as positive things to say. But I also brought up some stuff online because I wanted to get both sides of things here. So I first tried to watch Naomi probably a week or so ago, and I got about 20 minutes in, or maybe about halfway through the episode. And then I started playing a video game, and I just had it on the background, and I lost interest. And I don't know what the hell happened the rest. So I was like, well, I guess that show's not really working for me. But then I rewatched the whole first episode, and then the second and third episodes this week for this show. So overall, I don't think this is a good show, but I feel it has the potential to become one, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to totally dismiss it, because even like today I was feeling like, oh, man, there's a little bit of me who kind of still wants to watch the next episode. Like, what they're really doing well, I think, is cliffhangering things. Like, because I want, like in the first episode when he spreads his wings, D, right? And I was like, oh, I want to find out what he tells her next, what happens. Or in this third episode, she touches the thing when her parents bring her and it lights up. I'm like, oh, now I want to find out what happens next. So they are at least laying enough, I think, breadcrumbs and enough interesting things about the story and her background that I'm intrigued by that. Mm-hmm. So that's good. But unfortunately, I feel the series is very disjointed in its storytelling and its editing. I feel, as a writer, I hate saying this, but I feel the writing is very lacking. Is not well done in the show so far. It's lacking.
Damn it, Jeff! I'm one of the writers. No.
Oh shit! It was your pen name, huh? No. I didn't realize your pen name you were using on that show.
No, like, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it just seems a little rough, and I think at first the whole Superman but no Superman exists kind of thing was a little just distracting to me a little bit.
I had to ask you over chat. I was like, what's going on? I didn't get it. Like, wait, I was just assuming it was I was assuming actually it might be in Superman Lois universe, which is not, I guess, but. I was like, why don't they know about Superman?
You wouldn't be out of line.
Yes, I know.
It premiered after Superman Lois, right?
Oh, why? Of course, they got to complicate everything.
Yeah,
but I was like, why? They don't think it's Superman. They think it's an elaborate. Everyone's talking about this is the greatest stunt ever. And in my mind, I'm like, why would the first thing everyone would think about is that that's a stunt? That someone is putting on this elaborate visual effects, a stunt show in the middle of a small town. I don't get it. Like, that's.
I mean, I guess if it's like in our world, if Spider-Man suddenly popped into a fight with Green Goblin in the square of your town, but then it disappeared, you'd be like, oh well, this must be some kind of viral campaign or something, or
yeah. I guess the idea is that people always try to explain, like with some rational thing or something.
Yeah. I guess so, but it's distracting because you're like, but this is after Superman Lois, and then how does it?
Like I was like, oh, that's Superman from Superman Lois. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then you're like, but it's not. But I don't understand. How this connects and stuff, and yeah, so that's part of the problem, I think, and I feel like it's more than rather than being, at least right now, maybe it'll change as she grows in her powers, but rather than a superhero show. It feels more like a sci-fi show, like Roswell meets Smallville kind of mix, and I don't know if they quite understand that's what they got, and
yeah, that's a good vibe. But I would add, it also feels to me like a typical bad teenage CW show, like high school CW show.
That too. Well, and her life's so perfect, that's kind of weird, and
let's talk about that. By the way, sorry, before we do that, Laura says, "Give it time, Jeff." I'm willing to, like I said, some shows I'm just like, this is crap. Forget it. I'm done. Like I said, I am willing to say, like, I think the show could become definitely better and find its footing. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying like there's other DC shows, like the first episode of Arrow I thought sucked. But I think that show immediately got better, like by next episode, like quickly. And even Flash I didn't think was that great the first episode, but again, all those shows I think quickly got their groove going.
Legends took 2 seasons, and it got really awesome, at least for me.
Yeah, well, I really got better. So I was actually, when I was looking up, I actually was trying to find the like the ratings on the CW, but when I did it on Google, it gave me like reviewers, like people just commenting. So I saw that a lot of people were commenting about the perfect thing, like you're talking about, right? That the way they're introducing it is that everyone loves Naomi. Naomi's the coolest. Everyone's in love with Naomi and wants a romance with her, or at least 3 characters we know for sure do. And so I call this somewhat like the Twilight effect, where like everyone was in love with Bella in Twilight, and I was like, that makes no sense to me. Why everyone's in love with Bella? Naomi's a lot better than Bella.
Yeah, she's a little more interesting than
Bella. But my issue, I want to share some people the other side of things though, because my issue is this show spends a lot of time having characters tell me why that Naomi is great and it's cool, but I don't see them showing me why I think she's awesome and cool, right? Yeah. And that's my problem. Telling me does nothing for me. I need you to show me her doing stuff to get behind her.
It's like we talked about Richard Dragon. Everybody said that he was such a badass, but we never actually saw it. Why everybody's scared of him.
Right. No, because I wasn't scared of him at all. That's why I didn't believe him, because he didn't do anything. He didn't do all the martial arts. He did no martial arts.
Yeah, he didn't have all the martial arts.
But that's, you know what, unfortunately, like, I'm not really totally behind Naomi, because sometimes I find her, she's just pressuring people, like with D. He says he has anxiety and she pressures him. This other guy has a traumatic experience with the UFO and she pressures him to keep talking. And I'm like, can we maybe not do that? Like if we want to be a good hero, and I get it, right? She needs to find the truth, but that doesn't make me really want to totally like her, right?
Yeah.
And think that she's this amazing person. She might be, but I need to see that more. We showed more.
Yeah, I think it's tough to have characters. The more perfect they are, their life is, I mean, the less believable or less sympathetic we can be to them sometimes. I mean, it's not that we don't like them, but we're just like we like a lot of people like Spider-Man because because even though he's a hero and he's got these powers, he's got the press dissing him and saying he's a villain. He's got the pay bills and struggles with bills and romantic issues and stuff. We like Batman, but Batman's got some, psychological issues, and he's got the trauma of his parents' loss and stuff, and he lives this dual life and is kind of enslaved to it. So I think it's harder to. It's why Superman, sometimes people don't like Superman as much because they feel like he's too perfect. I think Superman's still great to look up to, but still, even with Superman, they add in stuff a little bit. He would have relationship issues, or now parenting issues. He would, struggle between, his human side and his alien side and stuff like that. So we need a little more. We need a little more something there with Naomi, a little flaw or something. Maybe it's pressuring people.
Yeah. Hello, Carrie says, just finished watching Supes and Lois. Oh, geez, I guess we're doing our show at the same time. These shows are on.
So Naomi's on right now.
So Naomi's on right now, the new episode. But you can watch us about the other episodes, and then you can watch it later on the CW app.
Yeah, you can watch tomorrow on CW. It's great.
So Carrie, yes, as Scorpio said, we talked about Peacemaker. We did a little super tweet question, and now we're on Naomi. And we got plenty of stuff coming up besides that, though. Injustice, Supes and Low, as he likes to call it, which I like too, and Titans and Doom Patrol. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a different show than Stargirl. It's kind of got, I guess, a similar vibe in terms of they're both teen-based shows that are kind of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are very not like a Peacemaker show, right? These are very more like family-geared shows, right? Obviously,
Can you
both those shows.
that? Yeah. Naomi was James Gunn does Naomi.
Chuck is going to watch tonight and report back. Okay, good.
Yeah, I right now I like Stargirl better. I like the legacy element of Stargirl, and I guess she's got a more perfect life than some characters, but she makes a lot of mistakes, got a temper and stuff. And I don't know. I like Stargirl better currently. Hopefully Naomi will grow.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like I said, I do agree. I agree that it's helpful, I think, when I can identify more when characters are not supposedly perfect, right? Or they have. Although I will say, obviously now she has things she has to deal with, right? That her oath finding out about she's an alien and her parents haven't been truthful with her. So obviously there's plenty of challenges now that she's going to be facing in her life. Let me share.
But is her dad secretly a neo-Nazi? I don't think so.
I hope not. Leave that to Peacemaker. So I was reading through some of the, like I said, on Google. This just came up on Google when I was searching for like Naomi stuff. These are just users. Like I said, a lot of people were saying about like everything's perfect, everyone loves her, and like we're saying. But then some people were kind of going the other side. Like this is a user called April T. She says it's a shame. Majority of reviewers are complaining that Naomi's life is too perfect. She's too well liked and not enough conflict. Are we so conditioned by mainstream media to think that all stories of the black main character have to be about struggle, hardship, drama, and oppression? Some people have happy, well-adjusted lives. And it's a show about an alien girl with superpowers from an alternate universe. So I guess she's kind of saying like sometimes it's just nice to have people that are happy and have good lives, and it doesn't always have to be that, which usually I would agree with, right? Like usually I'm saying like, oh, all these shows are so dark, I fucking can't stand it. So I agree with that part. I'm fine with that, but I guess it doesn't need to be like too, almost like they're pushing how overly perfect her life is, right? Yeah. To me, I guess. Like it doesn't need to be quite that extreme.
If this wasn't a superhero show, it was more of a sci-fi show, it would make me go, oh, is this like she's secretly like a WandaVision deal? Like she's altering reality somehow, so everybody likes her secretly and she doesn't realize it, or something like that. I don't think they're going to go that way, of course, but that's how it feels because everybody likes her. Like she comes to a party, everybody's like, "Yeah, Naomi, woo!" It's like, what? I mean, even no matter how liked you are, there's always cliques in high school and stuff. There, not everybody gets along in high school. So.
Yeah. It was interesting. One of the Google users was a 17-year-old high school kid, and he or she was like, kind of commenting. He's like, this is not how it is in high school. Like, this is not what it's like. Like, even if you're popular, that's not like everybody's going. The whole party's wooing about how great you are. Like.
Yeah, that's the part of the problem. My other problem with the show too is that they make certain leaps in logic that I feel they didn't really explain or lead us to lead the character to make that jump. Like that third episode, and maybe I missed something, and I just I don't know. Maybe I looked down, wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but like the whole translation disc deal in episode 3. Where she's like, oh yeah, Satana comic, she hid this thing with a fire, and so like the fire from the warehouse back in 19 whatever 21 or something. I bet it the translation disc. I'm like, oh wait, what are we talking about? Translation disc and how do you make this leap to this fire thing for 1920?
I did love that they mentioned Zatanna though, because I love Zatanna, so that I was happy about.
I like that.
But you're right. That but also that when they go there. She just looks under this. I don't know where they even at. Where they go? I missed something too. Where they went, but it's some like thing where the security guard, which is sort of humorous, I suppose. She's just like, yeah, just go in. I don't give a shit. But then like it's about to collapse. It's some kind of cave or house or something, and she just looks underneath and she's like, oh look, there's the Rosetta Stone, alien Rosetta Stone we need. Like what? Why is that just sitting there? Like it's just there, like exactly what you need.
Yeah,
Chris, we took us like millennia to find the Rosetta Stone.
That was weird. I was like, did I miss what? I don't even remember them talking about translation disc. It's like I was like, is this the same disc that blew up that was faked, but it wasn't? And I don't understand. So that was weird.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like why I feel I'm disjointed. Like even the thing with D, and I watched it twice. That part of it. Like they're watching the footage of like the Superman, what they think is a stunt, her and her former ex-boyfriend. Huh. And they're like, oh, look, it's D. He looks like he knows Superman. And then they go to the shop and I'm like, who the fuck is D? Like, who is this guy? Like what? They haven't introduced him yet. Like, I don't understand like how they know him or what's going on until they go to the...
Yeah, because they're too young to get tattoos. Like, why are these teenagers, these young teenagers, like, yeah, that dude's the tattoo shop guy. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the idea is that it's a small town, so supposedly they know everyone is the idea, right?
I guess so, yeah.
But at least could we introduce the guy first so I know who the fuck they're talking about? Like, this just random guy?
Yeah. So there's certain leaps of logic that are like, wait a minute, what? And, but those are things that maybe could get ironed out with some time.
Yeah, so. Hopefully. I hope the romance isn't so forced either. Particularly with Lourdes, I think is the comic book girl's name who works in the comic book shop, who I like, and I would be 100%. I would actually like her to wind up with her over the other guys, to be honest with you. But oh man, those lines are cringy. Like, it's like she shows up in the van. By the way, Naomi seems to only call her when they need help. Like, so great friend, but.
I feel like, very used.
She's like, oh, sorry, you're here. And she's like, oh, I always love it when I get a text from you. It's like, oh, God. I'm like, because you more heavy-handed, like, lay it on, like, ooh, I like you. Let's get busy.
I know. I know she has 3 love interests, 3 people who are interested in her.
In the first episode.
Yeah, the first episode. It's like,
and that's just not Naomi. This is a that trope has been used. I just don't like that. That's one of my tropes I'm not a big fan of. Like when a character
it's only has 2 people, and usually
you're right. Usually it's a love triangle. Oh, so I guess I should give him credit. It's a love quadrangle.
But the problem, part of the problem with that though, what you do, like let's say in Smallville or whatever, is you add in, another love interest, like something to complicate their thing. Right now, the only thing that complicates it is her not willing to make a choice for one of them, I guess, or not wanting to be in a relationship right this second or something.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like, if she asked any one of them out tomorrow, they would say yes.
All of them would be like, yeah, absolutely.
They'd probably be like, can I date all 3 of you right to get together and stuff? They'd be like, yeah, sure. I feel like.
Yeah.
So we need more conflict. You got to have conflict in the story. That makes good stories. gotta make it makes complications at least. So
Yeah. So again, though, I mean, there is like overall, I feel like there is a decent plot going on, like with her trying to discover
yeah,
her identity, who she is. That's always interesting. Obviously, I'm curious about because I didn't think her parents knew at all, right, and that they've actually have known. Obviously, echoes of a Superman origin a little bit, right? It seems like we'll see how that differs. I do really like D. I like the
I do
Thanagar
too.
guy. He's probably I think my favorite character, and obviously he's filling the whole like Mr. Miyagi, right, training role. But that's usually a good role, right? And I think he's doing a good job there.
Hmm. Yeah, I do.
I like the best friend too, Annabelle.
Yeah, she's
Like
funny.
particularly in the next like episodes 2 and 3, she actually has some. I think she's pretty funny. She's
Mhm.
kind of quirky.
She is. Yeah, those are standout characters. Also it feels like there's a lot of characters, right? Like she's got a lot of friends, and they're like a small army going to do stuff.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the Scoobies and Buffy, right? Or
They are.
the Arrow.
Reminds me a little bit of Nancy Drew that's on right now and stuff. Like she's got this group of friends, this mystery. So
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like a little mystery machine.
yeah,
I like the guys. That one kid's horrible car that like it looks like it's gonna break down any
oh
minute.
yeah, that's funny. But
I
yeah,
don't get her. Maybe you can tell me from the comics. I don't get her powers at all. Like the powers, I feel are all over the place. I don't. It seems like maybe it has to do with nature. It has to have to do with the wind. She's zapping energy at other times. It feels like she's opening safes. I don't fucking know what the hell her powers are.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
are her powers in the comics?
I don't really know. I mean, I read the first 6 issues, and she had
Or do we not?
powers.
We don't really find out either there.
No, I guess we sort of do, but they never like just come out and say it. Like she got kind of energy abilities, some superhuman strength. She's got like a weird mix of stuff. It's like a generic cosmic hero kind of, uh, you know, uh, package deal, I guess. But they don't. But in those 6 issues, she gets her powers like very late in the game and fights a big bad guy, and they don't really recover. Like there's not like a like maybe I would imagine next arc is about exploring her powers more and stuff. So I don't really fully know how her powers work or anything. So
Gotcha. All right. Well, maybe I wish that was a little clearer, but maybe that'll happen, in future episodes.
well, I figure it's what they should do is they should do it like which I don't think they're going to, but they should do it like Smallville where she learns little powers here and there. It keeps you like coming along.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little too quick.
Yeah, she's getting them pretty fast.
Laura, we're talking about Naomi, but if you have another opinion, by all means, we want to hear it. We don't want to. I want to hear, particularly, I want to hear from people who actually liked it more because I like hearing other viewpoints. I don't want to just hear us because we both happen to not. Well, again, we're not totally ragging on it. We're saying there's some good stuff. It has some potential,
Yeah.
but
We
we
watched
don't
3
think it's
episodes.
totally working. Again, I wouldn't have watched 3 episodes. Yeah, if I didn't, there wasn't something about it. I would have just watched one, and that was the end of it. The Thanagarian. So again, I thought maybe he was with the Hawks, Connor and stuff, but he's not. Or Shira, is that the other one, right? Yeah. But he's just like kind of like a random, right? A random Thanagarian.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, if you don't mind, in the comic books, what they do.
Sure.
And I don't know if they're going to go different with it or not. But with this, he's from a different. I think he's from a different Earth. And well, I don't know, maybe not. Never mind. He escaped. He didn't like what the armies were doing, and he left and went hiding on Earth. And
He didn't like what Thanagar armies were doing.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think maybe he had a romantic interest who got killed or something. I can't remember. But anyway, he went to Earth, hid there, and he actually. There's another person in the comic books. I don't want to say because if it happens, then it'll be spoiler. But there's another person in Naomi's life who in the comic books that's an alien secretly, and those two kind of like talk occasionally and
A lot of aliens in this town.
yeah, and they have different viewpoints of in her life and stuff. So yeah, and I'm assuming I haven't checked the names of the bad guy, but I'm assuming that the bad guy in the main arc is the bad guy that we're seeing.
Zumbato.
Right? Yeah,
I'm looking here.
maybe not. I have to look it up. It was a weird name.
By the way, folks, if you don't know what a Thanagarian is, Thanagarian is like what Hawkman and Hawkgirl. That's their race.
Yeah. Usually with Metal Wings version. Yeah.
Is it? Is it? Haven't they haven't always had metal wings, have they?
They did in like the early 90s version when there were aliens and stuff, alien cops.
Okay.
So I think they have an alien version with normal wings too, maybe. But
okay.
Like in Justice League cartoon, they got wings.
Yeah, right in there they have normal, right? In the Justice League, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So Hawkman's a weird character. Well, all DC's weird to talk about because they change their characters all the time. They're always doing these reboots, right? So, but oh well, gives you a lot of creative freedom.
Yeah. All right, folks. So yeah, there you go. There's Naomi. And again, by all means, you can like Laura or anybody else. We want to hear like what you like about it too, if you liked it or any of your thoughts. All right, let's just you should just eat your dinner while you're watching us. That's the way to do it.
What should we rate it? Like alien discs? How about that?
Okay, alien, like because the translation or because the disc she finds that she has to translate, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is there something else?
I don't know. I was just possibly stunts, but that's not that great because I don't even like that whole idea that she thinks it's a stunt. We're Superman.
Fake Supermans.
Fakes. By the way, what's the deal with? She calls them Superman stands. Is that like their idea for a Superman fan? That's what she says. Like we're Superman stands. I don't know. Is that some like clever? Supposed to be like a fan, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know.
I think Julie. I think I said something to Julie. I think there's some kind of slang term that's like a something stand as a super fan or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. I'll be honest with you. We're not the demographic for the show. Like this is 100%.
Oh, I'm high school right now.
Oh, good. You're getting your GED.
They keep kicking me out. But
interesting. That's interesting how you got your MFA before you got your high school diploma.
Yeah, I do it in reverse.
Oh, good. All right. That's good. That's an interesting way to do it, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel this is 100%. Definitely aimed at the more younger crowd here.
Well, I'd be really curious. Teenagers think if it's really like their life, or
at least the one online did not, but
or what adults think teenagers' lives are like right now.
I think that was the comment. Maybe like this is what the adults think, like, or like. There we go. Stan is a super fan. Stan is slang for super fan or someone who stands up for a character. Okay, thank you, Johnny and Carrie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. So yeah, we can go with, I guess, alien discs. Or stands. Let's go stands, I guess, right? We'll go stands.
Oh, let's do that, yeah.
How many stands?
How many super stands?
I guess I was going back and forth with this one. What do you give it? Maybe you'll...
It's out of 4, right?
Yeah, out of 4.
I think I give it like maybe a 2.75 super stands, maybe.
That's not better than I expected. All right, that's pretty good actually.
It's a little over half, and I think, but it's got room to grow if it improves. So. All
right, the most I can give it is a 2 super stand, which I think is basically like average, and even that might be bumping up slightly. Like it has room to grow, but there's a lot of issues I think they need to can't work out.
Yeah, they need to work on the storytelling a little bit.
But I am not. Yes, I might still watch it, or at least come back and check it out later. Like with Stargate Atlantis, which is a show both you and I like, for example. I did not like the first season, and I remember coming back a season or 2 later and was like, "Hey, this show's gotten good." Like, and then I became a big fan of it. so that happens sometimes,
Yeah, you never know, and I think I don't know. We'll see where it grows. It has a lot of potential. It could be a really great show, nice ensemble cast. It has changed enough of the plot line from the comic book that I'm not exactly sure where they're going with it. So, like, they're doing some different directions. So,
that's good.
Curious.
All right. Yes, Johnny, we are rating Naomi. Yes, we just finished with that.
Yes.
So out of stands, you can give us how many stands you give it. So he gave it 2.75. I gave it 2. And Peacemaker, if you missed it, we both gave it 4. What the hell did we rate on? I don't remember now.
Hair rock bands.
Oh, yes. Hair rock bands. All right, let's go on to Superman and Lois, which I am. Some of these only Marks has seen, but he wanted to share his thoughts on them. I am not. I only watched the first few episodes last season. This is on season 2, right? We're on now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't really working totally for me. I know it's. I looked at the ratings. It's CW's most highly rated show. Not that any of those shows. As I looked at the ratings again, I just realized like how few people are watching these shows. But fortunately, when you go to Comic Cons like we do, then we find plenty of people who like these shows, right? So that's where we all gather. But just like if you look at the ratings, like all these other shows, right?
Yeah. CW is always. I mean,
it's always been that way for the CW.
They don't have it. They don't cover the entire U.S., so it's not like they're.
Oh, really? They're not in the entire U.S.?
No, you can be places where there's no CW.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. But except everybody. Well, I guess unless you don't have high-speed internet, you can get on the app.
Yeah. And they do see good boosts from their app stuff. So
yeah, all right,
there's talk about CW getting sold. We'll see. So
yeah. All right. So what's going on with Superman and Lois? How many episodes do they have? Did they begin in the fall their season, or did they begin right now? When did
they just started a few weeks ago. I'm actually behind a little bit because Julie fell behind and won't let me watch until she catches up. So, but it started off pretty strong so far overall. There's a teenage relationship thing that could get kind of silly maybe, but
like a romance.
Not silly, but could get a little teen angsty if maybe.
Do you mean a romance?
Yeah. So like,
is it between the one brother and that girl?
Yeah. So,
is it the brother who is not the non-jock brother?
Yeah, the non-jock brother. Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like they were setting things up with him and that girl. Yeah.
Yeah, Lana Lane's daughter. I should have pulled up the names. I'm terrible with names of characters and stuff. But yeah, because John Kent, I think, is his jock brother.
Okay, wait, sorry. Before you continue, it's midnight where Laura is, so she has to go to work at 5 a.m. Yes, hugs back, Laura. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on Naomi and Peacemaker. And get some sleep. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Soups and Lois, Carrie's favorite CW DC show, followed by Stargirl, Legends, and Batwoman.
Yeah, it's my favorite CW show right now. I wish all the CW Arrowverse shows would become more like it. So, but when we start off this season, it's been after they fought all those Kryptonians and do you care if I spoil it for you, Jeff?
I don't care. It's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So they defeated his brother. And,
whose brother?
Superman's brother.
He has a brother?
Yeah, he's got a half brother.
Is this from the comics?
I don't think so.
Oh, they just made it up for this? Interesting.
Yeah, and they're doing a big spin, like Maxwell Lord, and every, like when Steel appears, you think he's Lex Luthor, like an alternate version of Lex Luthor, but he's not. He's actually Steel from the comic books. But he is from.
Wait, the guy from season 1 who was from the parallel Earth who was in the suit, Lex's suit?
Yeah.
Is that Steel?
That's Steel, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And but he's from an alternate Earth because his version of him in this Earth.
He's kind of like from an Injustice Earth almost, right?
Maybe.
Where Superman was like seen as bad, right?
Yeah, Superman turned evil. So
yeah.
And killed Lois Lane, who was Steel's wife on that Earth. So,
Steel's wife. Oh,
yeah.
Yikes!
And he has a daughter with Lois Lane on that Earth. So complications. So it's interesting, and at the end of last season, the DOD.
Oh wait, sorry. Before you do that, Carrie says they just aired season 2, episode 4, just right as we were doing the show. This review might be a bit bizarre.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
That's a big clue for a villain this season. So what things have changed is Smallville's trying to recover from what happened last season. Let's see here. Lana Lane's daughter comes back from summer camp, and something happened during summer camp, and now she doesn't see the relationship the same way anymore with the Kent son. and it's going to cause complications.
She met someone at summer camp.
Yep. And just it's like that song. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
I was about to say, I bet it's with a girl, right?
Yeah. And then the DOD leader is a new person now, who's not quite as friendly to Superman. There was
was not his father-in-law?
No, he stepped away so he could spend more time with family and not make conflict with them. The new DOD leader is played by an actor, I can't remember his name, but he played one of the recurring bad guy turned anti-frenemy, I guess, in Teen Titans. So he acted opposite Tyler, the actor who plays Superman back then. So it's kind of fun to see those two together again. Have you ever watched Teen Titans? Or excuse me, Teen Wolf. And so he's got a plan to make his own Superman, and for the government, to work for the American government. And then there's someone smashing through the earth to get to Superman.
Smashing through the earth, jeez.
Yeah, kind of like Doomsday, like how whenever we got introduced to Doomsday the first time. And then like Lois Lane trying to come to grips with having this alternate Earth daughter that's alive now on their Earth.
Oh, she came over to this Earth as well with the Steel guy?
Yeah, last season. And so there's all sorts of stuff going on. So
let me share some chat comments. Scorpio says, I forgave Superman and Lois for being such a dramatic show because at least there wasn't any love triangles. So I'm like, please don't go that route now. Although it sounds like it might be with Lana's daughter.
They're teenagers, it can happen.
Loved Soups and Low last season. Best CW show because it's not like the others. Sorry, but the Arrowverse shows just never appealed after they started giving everyone powers, Johnny says. So I did like plenty of the Arrowverse shows, but I agree they gave too many powers out.
Oh, yeah. It's like Oprah. You get a power.
And then the Crisis just kind of ruined everything for me. But
yeah.
Carrie agrees with that.
Yeah, but so far Superman Lois is good, and it's my favorite one of the CW superhero shows. I think for me, if I had to list them off, it'd be Superman Lois, Stargirl, Legends of Tomorrow. What else is there?
There's Batwoman, there's Flash, there's Naomi.
I think it'd be a three-way tie for them, maybe.
Wow, look how far Flash has fallen.
I tried watching Flash, and I was just like, what's happened to these writers? It's just like, for example, I watched part 1 in season 8 of Armageddon, and it was nice to see Ray back. There's good things in there. I don't want to totally diss it, but they had this running thing about, I've leveled up now. Like the Flash is more powerful now, and then like that was the thing. Like I heard level up. You could make a drinking game in that episode about how many people are like, I've leveled up. Well, I guess this villain I guess the Royal Flush game leveled up.
Oh no!
I'm like, oh no, and it's like it's one of those things where it's one thing if one person, if they just keep saying that, then it's like a running gag maybe. But when different people who haven't had this conversation together are all saying it, then it feels very much like, wow, writers, could you just be a little more heavy-handed there?
You know what? There's actually, I just realized something in Naomi. I just remembered that she kept saying, maybe it doesn't bug anyone else, but she kept saying, no disrespect, but she would say all the time to Dee, she's like 3 times I think in the last episode. I was like, can we please just come up with something else for her to say? I don't know, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. The level up sounds really bad though. Jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know if it continued on in all the episodes, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. Yeah, but anyway, I used to love Flash. It's
me too. It used to be my favorite.
But I don't know. Legends of Tomorrow I like a lot better because it's just Legends of Tomorrow just so crazy now. It just you never know what's going to happen. And
so now it's always been crazy. It's even more crazy.
Crazy on purpose. So the first 2 seasons took itself too seriously, and after that they've gotten crazier and crazier every year. It's funny.
What I like about Soups and Low, Carrie says, they found organic ways to either even the playing field for Soups or give him truly equal villains. Also, Lois truly is a co-star rather than an afterthought.
Yeah, they do a good job balancing Lois, where she's actually doing stuff.
Scorpio, no disrespect, but a phrase always immediately followed by something incredibly disrespectful.
Usually, yeah. No disrespect, but you're kind of ugly. It's like
No disrespect,
geez.
but I don't want to date you. This is
Yeah,
my new
I know.
favorite Legend season, Carrie says.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think Legends has really grown into a really fun show. I'll be sorry to see when it ends eventually. Flash, I feel like maybe it's time for them to start wrapping that up, just so they don't just become stuck. Like why is the show existing? Kind of loop that some shows get into.
Scorpio says, giving Superman a family gives him something more to lose.
Yeah.
Definitely. Flash is trash. Well, that rhymes. I like Soups and Low and Stargirl. Okay, that's what Johnny says.
Good. Yeah.
Some village should say that. Flash, you're trash.
No disrespect.
but you're trash. Well, I can't fight him now. He said no disrespect. We'll just be friends.
But yeah, it's but anyway, Superman Lois, great show. People should definitely try it out. I think they've done a good balance of them trying to be parents, being parents, not trying, and the teenager stuff doesn't get too carried away. It doesn't get out of balance like it could, and I think what's really clever with them is they take villains like Maxwell Lord, Doomsday, or Bizarro, or whatever, and they go in a different direction than you've ever seen before. So, and I think that makes it fresh. You almost had to do it because Supergirl, fought a bunch of villains and stuff.
Because the first season of Supergirl, that was Maxwell Lord, right?
Yeah.
I've always really liked that version of him, and I've always been bummed that they just never did anything else with him after that first season. They just threw him away.
Oh, yeah. No, was it?
Or was it a different character? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm saying the wrong character's name. Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord is from Justice League International, right? It's Edge. It's Morgan Edge. That's who's
Morgan Edge is in Superman Lois, right?
Yeah, Superman Lois. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maxwell Lord is also in the Wonder Woman 84, so we see him plenty of times. Yeah.
Yes. And Maxwell Lord is a cool character, or can be a cool character. So and I did think they did a great job in Supergirl. Too many supers going on here. And I just like you, Jeff. I hate that they didn't do more with him because the actor was good, and I'm sure it was a move from LA to Vancouver, shook stuff up. So shook it up so much that Jimmy Olsen's kiss with Supergirl was just ended the relationship right there.
That's right. Shortest relationship on TV. That's a character, unfortunately, they never really figured out what to do with Jimmy Olsen.
No, they didn't. No.
All right, what do you, I guess for the current season then, what are you giving Soups and Low? And what do you want to rate it on?
I think for right now, what is our rating? It's capes, right?
Well, we did capes for Supergirl, so I feel we should do something else for Superman and Lois.
What would it be?
Spandex.
Spandex.
I don't know. What else is going on in that show?
Hammers? Steel's got
Sure, because of steel? Okay, hammers.
Yeah. Hammers. So I think I'd make it like I don't know if it's quite the perfection currently the Peacemaker is, but
what could be?
But maybe 3.75.
Oh, that's very high though.
Yeah, it's my favorite show on CW. So
3.75 hammers. You guys can rate it how many hammers you give it in the chat. Out of 4 is the max here, folks. It is hammer time. I hope he does the dance. I can't touch this in it. A popular opinion from Carrie, he says, the best thing Soups and Low has done is distance itself from Supergirl.
Ooh.
Johnny also gives it 3.75 hammers.
No disrespect, though.
Yeah, right. No disrespect, but 1.75. I'm just kidding. That's not what I haven't even been watching, so I'm not giving it that. Supergirl fell pretty fast for me. Again, after Crisis, I gave up on all those shows. I don't know what happened, but it just ended, right, last season?
Yeah. I haven't seen the end of it. So
now, but that is in the same universe as Superman and Lois, right? Supergirl.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay.
They changed.
Do you think they'll ever? Has she appeared in any Superman Lois episodes? Melissa Benoist.
They were going to have her at the funeral in the first episode with Mal Kent, Martha Kent, yes, and then yelling Martha.
Of course.
But they couldn't make it work because COVID and stuff. And then I think they just haven't tried again right now. But Diggle did appear on the show in season 1, and with Argus and stuff, and also Lois's sister, who was in Supergirl. That same actress and character is going to be on Superman Lois this season.
So, that's her younger sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I can't remember.
Starts with an L. I don't know.
Okay, everybody starts with an L. Lana, Lois, Lucy Lane, right?
Lucy. Yeah, that sounds right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. They brought her over.
Yeah, so there's connections, more connections than some of the other shows do. So
Johnny says Supergirl began so well and became such a disappointment. I actually felt it was. Well, I'd watched, I think, through the middle of season 4, but I actually thought the first 3 seasons, it was solid. It was getting better, if anything, or it was pretty good, first 3.
Yeah, it was a little, it started strong, and then I think they got a little, I feel like they got a little preachy and stuff.
In season 2, they definitely did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, through and throughout.
Be careful. Yeah, your themes need to be, more layered and nuanced than what they were doing, and that kind of stuff I think hurt it a bit.
Yeah, still has my favorite CW superhero couple though, and Alex and Maggie. Still my favorite couple on any of these shows.
That's a great couple. Yeah. I thought they were great, and they do weird stuff too, like how we were just talking about. Naomi had this weird jump, right? I still remember. I'm still mad. About I literally yelled at TV. I'm like, "What is happening?" Because that one episode with Supergirl's sister, I can't remember what episode it is exactly, and she had these gloves that allowed her to, I think, they were doing something. I can't remember what it was, and her and Martian Manhunter took on this alien, and this alien knocks her off the rooftop, and she's holding by her hands, and somehow she goes from a position of hanging from that to flipping up in the air and doing this big flip, and then wire work basically.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
I just how did this happen? I kept
it's the gloves. The gloves are super powered.
Well, there was no noise effect. You didn't see the glove do that.
Actually, at some point, she had a whole superpowered suit. She had kind of, I mean, not like a fancy suit, but a suit that did give her enhanced stuff.
Yeah, but she didn't yet. So
yeah, I think she just had the gloves then.
There's moments.
No, I agree. It looked really cheesy the way they did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just it takes you out of it. It just so doesn't make sense, and just why did they do this? I don't understand. So.
Yeah, I love Alex though.
Somebody should have fixed that. But no, Alex is great. Yes, Alex is in the Armageddon crossover too with Flash. So,
Carrie says Lucy Lane appears to be a Crisis on Infinite Earths casualty. She is nothing like the Lucy we saw in Supergirl. That's what drives me nuts. Yeah. Chaz agrees with Johnny. He stopped watching. I think he means Supergirl after season 3 because it stopped being fun and turned into a dark soap opera with superpowers. Yeah, well, again, I think season 4, in the middle of that's when Crisis happened. So I think that's when I stopped.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And Crisis messed up Flash because they reimagined all the villains and stuff. And it was kind of confusing what had happened or not happened before.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. You want to do Titans and Doom Patrol, I guess? Give a quick rundown. What's going on? I don't know either of these shows. What's happening?
You know what's happening.
I haven't watched any of these shows ever. So.
Oh, geez. Well, I haven't finished all.
Wait, if Titans looks no, forget it. Titans, I'm not gonna watch that fucking shit. That looks just way too dark for me, and a crazy interpretation of those characters for me. I feel like
it is. They have moments of brilliance on that show. I think, in many ways, what they did with Connor Kent, Superboy, was really spot on, and with Crypto. But then Starfire, I think they totally messed up, and they they do this thing on Titans every season where they
There you
break
go.
up.
Scorpio is a great. Does not think I would like it either. Okay,
No,
good.
you won't like Titans, that's for sure. But they keep breaking up the team and everything. But anyway, it's Titans. It's Teen Titans. It's what happens in season 3 is they go to Gotham because Batman has disappeared because he killed the Joker.
Wait, they haven't been in Gotham this whole time?
I don't know if they may have visited or whatever, but
Where are they based out of then?
No, they're usually based out of isn't it San Francisco or something? I can't.
Oh,
remember.
are they? I didn't.
Or a fake city that's like
Okay.
it. I can't remember. But no, they this season, the way it starts is Robin dies, Joker kills him, Batman gets ticked off, and
This is the Dick Grayson Joker. I mean Robin, or Jason Todd.
It's the second one, yeah, Jason Todd.
Oh, so Dick has become Nightwing already in the show.
Yeah, he becomes Nightwing by this point, and Robin dies. Joker. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, my wife wanted to walk by.
Okay.
And she was like signaling to me. I'm like, what? What are you trying to say? Oh, okay.
So by the way, hang on. Scorpio says he mostly watched Titans because I like any version of Wonder Girl. I didn't realize Wonder Girl's in it.
Yeah, Wonder Girl's pretty good in it.
Does she's not in the begin season 1, is she? Or she is?
By maybe the last half of it or something.
Okay. But he says it's like the Walking Dead of DC. And Johnny, I will never watch Titans. It looks juvenile with bad production value.
Well, the costumes, the Nightwing costume's really good, and I think some of the costumes are good. I don't like the Beast Boy choices. I don't like it. Is very dark. It's too dark. Darker it needs to be. They're in Gotham. It gets even darker, of course, because it's Gotham. There's Scarecrow. There's the Red Hood is in this season, and all sorts of stuff. So they're basically trying to protect Gotham because Batman's gone, and all that stuff. I don't like how they portray Batman either, because Nightwing's always so whiny. Like, Batman, he pretty much just abused me as a child and used me as a boy soldier, and I'm all messed up because of it. I hate him. I hate his guts. And
yeah, see, that's the thing. I do not want to fucking be hearing that shit.
Yeah, it's all you hear from Nightwing constantly. And
yeah, no problem, Carrie. He doesn't want any spoilers here. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. He's just gonna dip out. That's fine. No spoilers anyway.
I'm not gonna give any more spoilers to Titan.
All right, no more spoilers.
No more Titan spoilers. So yeah, there it is. That's it.
All right. So wait, are they in season 3 right now, or they're done with season 3?
Season 3 is over. Yes, they've announced season 4. There's some interesting villains they've announced, and so we'll see what happens.
Okay. So how many whiny Nightwings do you give it?
I give it 1.5 whiny Nightwings.
Oh, okay. Not very good.
Yeah, it's a show that
he should join Whiny Team Arrow from the season 5, whatever it was of Arrow.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. It's a show that I watch out of curiosity, but it's not a show that I love or anything. So,
but you do like Doom Patrol better, right?
Yes, I like Doom Patrol a lot. So,
what have they done? 2 seasons?
They just got season 3 done. So,
they aired it already?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who is in Doom Patrol? Like, is this a villain team or is it heroes or what?
It's heroes.
It's his heroes.
I think one way to think of it is like DC's X-Men in a way, like that they're seen as freaks, if you will, or whatever. No disrespect, but freaks of society, or outcasts, I should say. That was their DC's attempt, I guess, to do that, because they have Niles Calder, who's in a wheelchair, kind of like Professor X, and they're all, but instead of being like mutants and stuff, like a United theme, they're all really messed up characters in some ways, odd characters. In this one, so it's Robot Man.
By the way, Scorpio says it's absolutely DC's X-Men, and it's brilliant. He thinks, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think this is a brilliant version. I think is it Grant Morrison, I believe, who wrote the comic book line that influenced this series a lot.
Oh, by the way, Lizzie's been watching, but she can finally post. She's been able to. Well, Lizzie, so thank you for watching. We're glad you're able to post now. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Johnny loves Doom Patrol too, huh? All right, so who's on the team? Robot Man. Who else?
Negative Man.
Okay.
They know the best names. Elastigirl. They don't really go by these superhero names in the show, but that's what they're in the comic books. so Roboman's Cliff Steele, something Taylor or Trailer, something is Negative Man, Larry Trainer actually.
Yeah, you can just give me their superhero names. That'll tell me like what they are basically. So
okay, Elastigirl. Who else is? And then the odd choice for them was Cyborg. I don't know why.
oh, that he's rather than Titans.
They put him in everything but Teen Titans. They were like Justice League and this and that. It's like he's a Teen Titans character. Quit doing that. But he makes an interesting contrast because they're all kind of like they've been alive for a really long time in this show. Like they've all had their ages. They're basically immortal when it comes to age, and they all were created or found or discovered by Niles Calder at different time periods. So you get a lot of flashbacks and stuff from different time periods, and they're all really kind of depressed or kind of have they're kind of messed up a little bit emotionally in different ways. So it's kind of them trying to find this arc of figuring out who they are and what they want to be. And so Cyborg's an interesting contrast because he's like, you think he's all got it all together. He's like this popular superhero and stuff, but he's got a lot of issues with his father and how he got his powers. And he tries to make these people heroes, but they don't want to be heroes and all that stuff. So yeah, Cyborg. And also Jane is in it. Is it Crazy Jane? Is the name of the comic book? I'm not sure. But that character,
Painkiller Jane?
No, not Painkiller Jane. That's something different.
Is that different? Okay.
Yeah. But she's a really cool character. She's not like a classic Doom Patrol character, but she came later. But what's cool about her is she has all these multiple personalities who all have different powers and abilities. So sometimes she can summon them, but she has this tragedy and stuff from her life that gave her multiple personalities and stuff too. So it's kind of moody and stuff, but it's really goofy and crazy because they fight some really crazy villains and bizarre stuff happens and like sex ghosts and
sex ghosts.
Yeah, sex ghosts.
I mean, these are ghosts that are trying to have sex with people.
Yeah, it's all having ghost orgies and stuff. Or
I want to watch that episode.
I thought you liked that, Jeff.
Sex ghosts, hell yeah.
Something they had recently. I won't say anything beyond this, so don't spoil anything. But the Dead Boy Detective Agency. So it's a really some interesting characters, your ghosts and psychics and stuff. So they have a really interesting guest stars too, and villains that they fight. The villain in season 1 is played by Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk's great.
Yeah, and he's this. Gosh, man, I can't remember. Is it Nowhere Man or Nobody or something Man or something like that? Anyway, he actually breaks the fourth wall and talks to you, the viewer, and stuff. It's a wild ride. It's trippy. Sometimes you're just like, were the writers high when they wrote this episode? But it's so different than anything else you've seen, and it's a lot of fun. So
Scorpio says he agreed. They're all very broken, really character-driven show. And Johnny says there's also a sentient street.
Yeah. That street's really interesting, and I can't remember the name of the street now. But and then there's a girl, Dorothy, who appears later, who's a really interesting character from the comics. And
so how dark is this show?
It can get kind of dark at times,
but it's not as dark as Titans.
No, I think it's not as dark as Titans because there's humor and craziness in it and stuff. And sometimes when they fight, some of the fighting's not too violent, but some of it can be a little violent. But it's also just such crazy stuff that they fight that, I don't know how you would take that show, to be honest. But I like it. It's just so different and so weird. Jeremy Carver is the showrunner of it. He was a showrunner for a number of seasons in Supernatural, like later seasons. And so there's some characters in there, or there's a few actors in there that have come over from Supernatural. Like the guy who played Crowley is a reoccurring character that does magic. It's sort of he's very different, but the closest comparison I would say is like kind of like Constantine in a way. And then just recently in season 3, I saw woman plays Rowena. She plays a character in there, and so as a Supernatural fan, there's some fun stuff too in there. So,
All right. Johnny Boy says loves Danny the Street.
oh yes, Danny.
All right. So yeah. So sounds like HBO Max is actually doing some cool superhero stuff. Then, right? They got that. I mean, you're not liking Titans, but Peacemaker. They're doing the Batgirl movie is going to be on HBO Max coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, HBO Max is great stuff. Titans
Yeah.
was their first. Well, I guess it was DC Universe or whatever it was called. That
At
was
the
their
time, it was
first
DC
show.
Universe, right?
Yeah, and it's really the weakest show that came out from DC Universe originally. I feel like Doom Patrol, even like Swamp Thing, those were
I wanted to check out Swamp Thing.
better shows. Harley Quinn too. Have you tried Harley Quinn?
It feels like I don't know. It feels like it's quite violent.
Well,
I know she's always goofy, but like in Injustice, I loved her. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
yeah, I don't know. It is violent, but I feel like it's in the same vein in some ways as Peacemaker. So I don't know.
oh, is it all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I would then.
But I don't know. Who knows? I like Harley Quinn quite a bit.
Scorpio says it's hard. It's about Doom Patrol. He means characters that have been through a lot. It's sort of twisted, but it's not like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, torture porn. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. They
Thank
got a
you,
lot.
Scorpio.
They got a lot of issues, but yeah, they don't. Yeah, there's no. It's not very sexual assaulty.
Okay.
Exactly, or at least not.
Hopefully, hopefully the sex ghosts are having consensual sex. Hopefully.
Yes, they have consensual sex.
Good, excellent. That's what I like ghosts to do. All right, what do you want to? I'm assuming you don't want to rate it on sex ghosts. What do you want to rank it out of Doom Patrol? The latest season.
Sex ghosts.
I would, but
Sure, let's do sex ghosts.
okay.
Yeah.
So latest season, how many sex ghosts?
I would have to rate this the same as Superman Lois, 3.75 sex.
3.75 sex ghosts, folks.
Yeah.
That's the exact best number of sex ghosts for an orgy. 3.75.
It really is.
sex
Yeah.
ghosts.
You know what? 4 is too much. Too much.
No, it's about 3/4 of that last sex ghost. All right, there you go, folks. So we did Peacemaker, Naomi, Superman Lois, Titans, Doom Patrol. The last thing is not a. Sorry, I think I broke up there for a second. It's an animated movie. We got one last thing to talk about, and that is the movie Injustice, which came out recently on HBO Max. You can actually find a ton of animated DC stuff on HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
So Injustice is based on there are two, I believe, right? Injustice video games that have come out. Mm-hmm. And I've actually not played either of them, but they look cool. I'm just not so much in the fighting games like I used to be. I used to be a big Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat fan, but back in the day.
Is that what it is? Is a fighting game?
Yeah, it's a fighting game.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't even realize there was a storyline, a big storyline to these games. I guess it's based on the storyline. Though I feel like the storyline has been on other places too, probably. But
That's what I thought when I was watching it. I was
I
like,
feel like somewhere, right? It's been done probably.
Kingdom Come, maybe,
Yeah.
and some other stuff.
Yes, Johnny. There's a Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They did what? Are they still doing it? Or they
Yeah,
finished
there's another season coming out.
How many are out now? 2 or 3?
Harley Quinn, 2 or 3 seasons. Is Harley Quinn 2 or 3 seasons?
All right. Well, it's 2 or 3, folks.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, 2 or 3 seasons.
There's at least a couple
Crazy.
seasons out that you can watch.
It's awesome. It's wild. Commissioner Gordon's hilarious. Their take on Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
Bane. Yeah.
And
Kite Man's in there.
Poison Ivy's in it, right?
Poison Ivy's in it. I mean,
Who's in it? What was the Kite Man? Oh
Kite
boy.
Man. I mean, basically.
He just looked it up. It's 2 seasons. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, 3's in the works, and yeah, it's.
All right. You know what? Maybe I'll give that a try. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's a little violent, but it's over the top violence like Peacemaker. So.
All right. So Injustice is about. So talk about this. Actually, movie has plenty of violence in it, but it wasn't too much for me, I guess, because I think this movie makes you think about things a lot. I think it challenges like different like ideas. So the gist of this is the Joker. So this is near the beginning, folks. This is not too much of a spoiler, but there's going to be some spoilers here anyway coming up. The Joker kills Lois Lane, and Lois is actually Superman Lois just found out she's pregnant, so he kills her and their unborn baby, and that makes Superman go into such a rage that he kills the Joker. And then it becomes a thing where Superman starts to take the law into his own hands and starts to try to, for good intentions, he wants peace, so he starts to try to stop people from making war. But then it gets to the point where, of course, the old saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So he starts to kind of go a little bit too far, and maybe a lot too far at times with what he's trying to do. And then in Wonder Woman and some other heroes are actually on his side at first, and then Batman and others are actually trying to kind of oppose him. And so, but that's kind of the gist of the whole thing. Kind of like, what if Superman started killing people and started taking, he probably became, in a way, even though he says he's not a god, in many ways he kind of becomes a god, right? Or has that kind of powers. So I thought this was really well done. Again, I thought it was fascinating because there's a lot of the stuff I'm thinking at first, like, you know what? If these, actually, no, I don't believe in the death penalty at all, but if these villains were constantly escaping Arkham Asylum, which is preposterous, obviously, this is the worst fucking place to put them anywhere then if they can't keep them in there, right? But if they're constantly doing that, if they're going to constantly kill thousands or millions of people, by the way, the Joker kills a whole bunch of other people, like thousands of people, as well as Lois, right? With his bomb
And
goes off.
Flash.
Oh yes, that's right. The trap, he kills Flash. Yeah, you could make a strong argument like why shouldn't we take him out, right? Or why is it bad that Superman's stopping this country from taking over another country that it shouldn't, right? Or these wars, and it seems all good on the surface, right? Except that when it, like when you have all this power, you're the only one deciding what should happen and what's right and wrong. Yeah. So I like that it's like almost like a Star Trek episode in a way, like at least the older ones where it made you really think about both sides of things. So I like that, and even though it was quite bloody for animated one at times, I thought it was really well acted, good story, well written. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good. It was not, there's elements of that story that I've seen in other stuff. I don't know which one was first, because I think of like. What was that Justice League episode where the Justice Lord, Superman had all those robots take over the whole planet and stuff?
That was like the parallel Earth, right? They were the Justice Lords.
Mm-hmm. And Kingdom Come, of course, is the big masterpiece of that kind of thing. It's wonderful art too, of Superman kind of taking control of governments and stuff, and the other heroes. So that's the only thing that took away from it a little bit for me, because it wasn't quite as original, but it was still really well done and acted. I thought the actor who did the voice of Batman was excellent.
Anson Mount.
Yeah,
I have the list up right here. I was actually wondering, I was curious. You're right, because I'm so used to Kevin Conroy, right? And he's my favorite of all time.
He's my favorite.
And usually I don't anybody not him on animated. I'm like, forget it. But I was like, oh, this guy's a good Batman. Yeah, like, this guy's good.
He did an excellent job as Batman. And he's in Star Trek too, from Star Trek Discovery, and now his own show, as Captain Pike.
Oh, that's who Anson Mount is, Captain Pike?
Yep.
Oh shit! Wow, nice.
So I thought he did a wonderful job. The actor who played Superman,
Justin Hartley, who is Green Arrow from Smallville.
Yeah. And he did. I wasn't like thrilled with his voice at first, but when he started getting darker, he did an excellent job with the voice.
I liked him as Superman.
I don't know why. He sounded a little goofy at first for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, but it's I don't know why it was, but I grew into it. And I don't know, like the other actors did a great job too. I'm trying to think of who else really stood out.
Yeah, I thought Jillian Jacobs was Harley. She's not like the one who often plays Harley, but Tara Strong, I think, is one of her, right? Used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I think she was really great. I thought Harley was really funny in this, like particularly because she's pissed that obviously Joker, because she's with Joker in this version, that obviously Superman killed him, and Green Arrow is like hiding her out, and then the other heroes are trying to so Superman doesn't kill her. But like she's like, then she's like, I'm gonna join you guys, and she's like, it's Hero Harley, right? And she's like, I'm a hero now. I don't know. It's so goofy, but it's funny.
Yeah, the buddy pair of her and Green Arrow was really funny too. So yeah, she's good.
And that's not a pair you usually see together, right? So
no. But yeah, it's just Gosh, I'm trying to think of what other characters were in it besides Batman. I guess Nightwing.
Well, so I mean, we had Wonder Woman.
Damian,
we had
your favorite Robin. Damian was in it.
Well, I'm about to say this. This is the first time I've actually thought Damian was fine. Like,
really?
actually, I didn't hate Damian. I actually was interested in his character because I get why he would be agreeing with Superman at first, but then he learns different things along the way, right? Like, he didn't annoy me at all. Like, no, I was actually interested in his character in this one, like the first time.
And Plastic Man was quite good, actually. Stood out.
Yeah, Plastic Man.
It's not a villain or a hero. I mean, you get very often. So
No, they made him work. That was fun.
yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was a good movie overall, and
This is actually my favorite way they've drawn Lois Lane, by the way. We don't get to see her too much in this, unfortunately, but I don't know. I love the way they portray the way the character.
Yeah, she looked
Laura
good.
Bailey does. Yeah.
there was some stuff with the art I didn't care for. It, like their knuckles, how their knuckles always looked. They got like the black marks on them and stuff. That bugged me for some reason.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
You're like, I like staring at knuckles.
Well, I mean, they're constantly going, I'm reaching around or I'm punching, and like what? They look like they have brass knuckles on or something.
All right, yeah, thanks for watching, Johnny. He's taking off. We appreciate it.
Yep. So,
Oh, Catwoman was in it. I like the Catwoman version of this quite a bit, actually. Annika Noni Rose played her, and I like that her and Batman had some nice stuff in this.
yeah, she was good. Had a good Catwoman. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie overall.
Yeah, I think it was really solid. It's well done. Everything was. It's interesting because a lot of I used to love all the animated DC stuff, but a lot of the more recent movies I haven't thought. I felt like they really kind of lost a lot of their groove. I don't know, the last 10 years or so, to be honest with you, but not that I've seen all of them. But I enjoyed this one. Well
Yeah, I
done.
used to watch every movie, and now I'm kind of, you know. I think it was the new 52 flavor of the movies. I kind of didn't like as much, or wasn't excited about for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, part of it's hard because I watched the maybe a year ago or so the Batman Hush movie.
Yeah,
because Hush is probably my favorite Batman storyline in the comics, and it's awesome. And it was okay, but like I read some stuff about it. Like I realized, so there's like they've got a movie universe, obviously, right, in TV, but then they have an animated universe. And stuff they have in that, they have to be true to based on other animated stuff they've done. Mm-hmm. So they have to change some stuff from the Hush comics because it doesn't fit what they've already established in the animated universe, right? So it can't be the same. And they made some changes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, that was a terrible change, but I don't know. So,
what was the changes? What was?
Now I'm trying to remember. Like, damn it, I can't. I mean, generally overall, it's the same idea, the plot. Oh, one thing I didn't. Oh, that's it. Oh, this is the big change. It was. Not this was necessarily bad, but a big part of this movie is Batman and Catwoman's relationship, which is not in the comics at all. She's in it, and they share a kiss, but it's not. I mean, it's not a huge part. It's I would say is as important as the main plot in this animated version. And Huntress doesn't even exist. Like all the stuff that Huntress would have done in Hush, Catwoman does instead.
Okay.
Which I'm bummed because I love Huntress. She's my favorite character.
Yeah.
So that bummed me out. And I like Catwoman a lot. And it's not that they didn't do some good stuff with her and Bruce and them trying to have an actual real relationship, but it was just, I don't know, kind of weird because it was like, that's just totally a huge addition. That's not at all in the Hush storyline. So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the Hush movie. I wasn't thrilled about it. It was okay, but I saw Long Halloween though, part 1 and 2, and I liked that one quite a bit.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I thought the comic was pretty good at that. I did think the Year One movie was quite good because I love that comic, that graphic novel too. Batman Year One.
Have I watched that one? I don't know. I'll have to check.
But that's one other thing too. It seems like they were just. It's just like, let's just make a movie about every famous storyline that ever been in the comics.
Yeah.
And I like them kind of could you show me just do some new stuff too, possibly?
Yeah. I liked some of my favorite ones is Gods and Monsters. It's kind of a reimagining of the trilogy, the three main heroes of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
God and Monsters.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. And then because they're kind of recast as different characters and how that would change things. And then the Final Frontier one. That's what it's called, right? Final Frontier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's another favorite of mine.
Okay. Oh, you know what comics I do want to check out, which I think they're currently releasing right now, or maybe they're done. They actually might have released. I think it might have been 4. There's I forget what it's called, but there's a Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in like medieval times as like knights and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah,
that looks that looks like a cool take on it.
Mm-hmm. It could be.
Like Superman and Batman, I think are brothers in that or something. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I saw somewhere where somebody's like, Batman is Jon Snow or something, and some bastard son or something. I don't know. Yeah, I like those kind of reimaginings. They're kind of fun. I have a hard time with a shared universe because I feel like for animated movies, because I still miss Justice League, Justice League Unlimited. And,
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, amazing.
That was their best. And
Dark Knights of Steel is what it's called. I'm sorry, Dark Knights of Steel is the series.
And then also Young Justice is my second favorite. And
which they're doing that, right? They did a new season, HBO Max or something, right?
Yeah. So we started watching the new season, but we stopped, not because it wasn't good, but because we realized, we've forgotten a lot of stuff.
It's been a while, right?
It's been a while. And it's a very well plotted, big cast of characters, and they go through time as the show progresses. So it's a lot of stuff happens, and we're just like, what? That happened? When? And so we're gonna go back and start from the very beginning and rewatch the whole 4 seasons. So, but it's a really good show.
So the most recent one, is that the end, or they're gonna do more?
I don't know if they said yet. So,
okay.
I don't know if it's done yet, is it? Or it just got done? Phantoms.
All right. Any other thing with Injustice you want to mention? The movie?
Nope. I wonder what the graphic novel's like.
Oh, that's right, because they did do a graphic novel, I guess, based on the game, right? I think I read, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. All right, what are we going to rate this one on? Injustice.
T-spheres.
Okay, the T-spheres are actually, because Mr. Terrific's in it, and that is, Superman uses those to like spy basically on everything, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. T-sphere, out of 4 T-spheres, I think I will give this a 3.25 T-spheres.
Wow. I think I'm going to give it 2.75. So.
Okay, wait a minute. That means this is the same as Naomi?
Oh, okay, 3.
Okay.
It's a 3 sphere.
It sounded like you liked it better than that.
Yeah, I liked it better than that. So.
All right.
No disrespect, Naomi.
Yes. But you haven't leveled up yet.
You haven't leveled up, so.
All right, folks. So there you go. So let's see. So Peacemaker, we both loved Peacemaker. Both give that top ratings. Naomi, we're both kind of so-so on. Has some issues. Superman Lois, Mark's is really enjoying, right? You're really enjoying Doom Patrol. Titans, not so much. And Injustice, we both liked. All right. So there you go. There's the recap for you, folks. If you missed any of this, of course, you can go back and watch it. Thank you, everybody who was watching live and all your comments. We appreciate it. If you're watching in post, thank you as well. You can always leave all your comments underneath the YouTube video, and I'll check them out and reply to them later. I'd love to hear what you think. And let's see, before we get out of here. Oh, remember tomorrow, folks, since this is Tuesday, special show. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're doing Super Geeked Up like normal. Geeky improv comedy show and geeky chat. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's the new time. And hopefully you can join me and Francis for some geeky fun there. And Mark's is over at, there we go, markspile.com, right? Where else?
So you can find me for most of my stuff. Also, the podcast I co-host, Genretainment, which you can also find at genretainment.com. Any of the books that I've released, like the Kinovella series, Obsidian Monsters, or the anthology that I co-wrote with a bunch of other people like Jeff and Francis, called Dragons of a Different Tale. You can find, and my wife, who is also my co-host at Genretainment. She's over here going, "Don't forget me."
Wait, say her name again because you broke up.
Julie, yeah. Yes. She says hi. Okay. Which you can find that book at that link there, bookstoread.com. Dragon's Tale. You can also find a link to it on markspile.com and over at cabotcrossing.com too.
All right, awesome. Yes, I'm thrilled to be part of that book anthology. So is Francis. Supergeekedup.com. Of course, you can find all our geeky stuff or the YouTube channel you're watching right now. If you haven't, folks, please hit that like button, smash that bell, pound that subscribe, whatever you want to do.
Peacemaker pound.
Yes, Peacemaker pound. Do some alien dancing, and as you hit the like button, it's a wigwam music. All right, cool. All right, thanks so much, folks. It's good to talk about DC shows again. Glad we got some new stuff to check out, and hope to see some of you tomorrow for Super Geeked Up. And check out Mark's podcast. Actually, I'm going to be. I think I'm one coming up, right? That we recorded.
Yes.
For the book and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So check out all the other Genretainment episodes and the Kindevella and all that good stuff. And hopefully we will see you soon. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay geeky. Bye.